Good morning. It's just after 8 a.m. On Saturday morning, and we're on a little spur off Mueller Road out the back of Medina, about to head off to climb Mount Mueller. So we're going to head off in this direction shortly towards the Fossil Lake track, and via Fossil Lake and then up the mountain. Well, we've only made a couple of 100 metres along the continuation of the road past where we parked the car, and we've hit the thickest of thick scrub. So we're hoping the track is still straight ahead of us, but we'll see how we go. I'm assuming this is still the track. There is no tape or cans or anything, and this pad's not really obvious. It sort of was a pad where we've just come through, but I don't know if it's petered out now. Apparently we went in the wrong muddy bit. This is the actual muddy bit. We're now back on track. Well, this is slightly more track-like now. We're just wondering if when we're on the road, if we missed a turn off onto something that was more track-like, because this is definitely a bit clearer than the bush that we had to bash through at the end of the road. This is definitely much more track-like through here. There's been quite a bit of tape marking the track as well, although it is really boggy in this initial section. So yeah, I think we did make a miss on finding the start of this, because it's very obvious track here, and at the end of the road we're bashing through quite thick bush. The scrub hasn't been too bad, but looks like we've got a bit of cutting grass now. Hopefully it stays clear of the track. 2 k's in and the track's really closed in on us again. It's still quite discernible, but the scrub is right in against us now. 3 kilometres in, the scrub seems to be lowering. We've got a bit more view of the sky, and I can actually see the mountain through the trees up ahead of us. There's actually a bit of snow on it, so that'll be interesting when we get up there. When it opens up a little bit more, I'll give you a look at the mountain. Starting to get a view of some mountains now. It's Mt Mueller on the left, and then as we come around, Mount Sarah Jane and Mount Anne hiding behind the tree there. Well guys, we've made it to the lake. That's Fossil Lake down there, and then up there is the mountain, although that would be the eastern summit of Mount Mueller. We've got to go up over that and then across the saddle on to the western summit, which is actually the high point. View of the lake and the summit. We've come down a little bit further. There's a track that goes straight ahead that way, which goes down to the left hand side of the lake, but there's this big can here indicating the junction, and there's another track this side that goes to the right of the lake, and this is the way we need to go up the mountain. Coming down to the edge of the lake, we're back into the scrub now. It's quite thick down here, bit of scaparia closing in around us. Well, we've made it down to the edge of the lake now, and we've actually got some sunshine, which will be nice, so we can stop and have some morning tea. Well, that's morning tea done, so time to start our way up the hill, and there's a can just in front of us here, which should be the route up. We've come up in elevation quite quickly from the lake. I can see that scree field ahead of us, so I'm just wondering if we're going to lose the track and have to go over that, because the track has actually been pretty easy walking, more uphill than the initial track in, but not super steep, so still pretty good. come up and got mountains everywhere. That's Medina down that way, coming around. I'm not sure what that is there, but then back around to Wedge, back around to Sarah Jane and Mount Anne, and then that would be Mount Wedge over there. Sentinel Range will be on the other side of that somewhere. We'll keep making our way up the hill. That, I'm assuming, will be the Mueller summit over there. So this is Mueller East that we're going along the edge of. We go across this saddle and then up over there. Well, we've finally hit the scree. I'm not sure how far the track goes across this, but got a few cans which is helping with navigation, so hopefully they stay reasonably consistent. Well, I think we might just about be on top of the eastern summit. I don't think we go quite to the high point, but we're effectively on top of the mountain. So from here, we're turning to our left and then getting across over to the western summit. Fantastic views here from the eastern summit of Mueller. So there's the thumbs there on the left, Mount Wright, the mountains around, Lake Rona behind that, so High Dome, Breeds Peak and Bonds Craig. Down here in the foreground, that's the Needles. Just behind that is Tim Shea, and then round over here would be the Mount Field Plateau. I don't know if you'll hear me over the wind, but we're 5.9 k's into the walk. We just come across the ridge line from the eastern summit, and now we're just turning downhill to go down to the saddle. We came up on a pretty clear pad through the bush, but now we are back to scrambling up over some scree. Well, that was some interesting scrambling up onto this western summit ridge, but hopefully now that we're up on the ridge, the path to the actual high point is a little bit simpler. So that must be the summit just there in front of me. So just a couple of 100 meters to go and we're up there on it. And we've got just a bit more of a scramble as we do the last ascent up to the summit. Well guys, almost 4 hours exactly, and we're on the summit of Mt Mueller. The summit cairn just here, and some spectacular views. Let's look around that way. There'll be Mount Wedge coming around. There'll be Lake Gordon there, Clear Hill, the Thumbs, Mount Wright. Behind that, the mountains around Lake Rona. Coming around in front of us here, we've got the Needles. We've got the Mount Field Plateau behind us. And then behind us here is the other part of Mt Mueller that we came across to get where we're going. And back around that range over there, I still am not 100% sure, but I'm assuming that is in fact a snowy range. And back to Mount Well down that way, and Mount Anne over there. Absolutely stunning views, beautiful day. Time to stop and have some lunch.